Welcome. This is an Innovations Technology Solutions video, and it goes along with the blog post Writing Better Shell Scripts Part 2. In this video, I'm going to go through listing 1 from the blog post, and we'll talk about it a little bit, and then I'll move on to the how-to section, the script that was created in there to combat some of the problems in the script in listing 1. So you can see here the script from listing 1. There's the cd command that takes the argument $1, and then right below it there's the rm-rf command, which is always a dangerous command to run. But in this case it's especially dangerous because if the user doesn't supply a command line argument to this script, then this $1 variable is unset, and the cd command won't see any arguments after it, and it will change to the user's home directory before deleting everything in it. And this rm command will delete everything recursively without prompting the user. So to show you what this will do, I'm going to comment this line out since it's a dangerous line, and I'm going to drop in an echo line here that shows you what the command would do. Okay, so I'm going to write that, and if I run this without any arguments, you can see the script name is listing1.sh. I don't have any arguments after it. If I hit enter, you can see here that it's saying rm-rf home jwrite. So that would have deleted everything in my home directory. And that's definitely not the kind of behavior that we want. So if we switch over to the script from the how-to section here, scroll to the top, and you see that I've added an option, the -u option, onto the shebang line at the top. And this -u option is the same as set-o no unset. And what it does is it causes the shell to throw an error if a variable is used before it's set. So with this -u option in place, if we tried to run the cd command with $1 and the user hadn't specified a command line argument, the shell would throw an unbound variable error because there's nothing stored in $1 yet. The next change that I made to make this script a little bit safer is I added this if construct here, and what it does is it says if the directory does not exist, this directory that the user supplied to us, then we're going to warn them that they and ask them to provide a valid directory, and then exit with the non-zero exit status, signifying that there was an error or that there was a failure. The biggest problem that still remains after this is that even if the directory is valid, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can write to it or that CD is not going to have some other error. We can always add a check to see if the directory is writable and readable by the current user, but there still may be some other errors lurking out there that may cause problems. And what happens is if CD runs and there's an error with CD, like if let's say we try and run CD with the /root directory and we get a permission denied error, the script will continue on down to this rm-rf line, and it will delete everything in the current directory, the current working directory. And that's definitely not behavior that we want either. So what I've done to counteract that is I have put the cd command and the rm command in a command sequence using the $& operator. And what the $& operator does for us is it says that everything to the right of it cannot run unless the command to the left exited successfully. Now there's also a double pipe operator that you would put in place of this that would say that everything to the right can run, but only if the command to the left failed. which is also handy in certain situations. I've also added this section here, and what this does is I'm basically suppressing the error messages and all messages from both CD and RM by redirecting standard out and standard error to dev null. The right below that, I check the exit status of the last command run with the $? Variable expansion, and I check to see if that's greater than 0, because if it's greater than 0, we know an error occurred. And so if it's greater than 0, we tell the user an error occurred during the CD/RM process, and we exit again with a non-zero exit status. The problem with this is that we don't know whether it's the RM command or the CD command that failed, because if the CD command fails, this double ampersand operator will short circuit and drop us straight down to the next line, which is going to put us into this if statement here. So this reference to the exit status of the last command would be pointing to CD's exit status. But if the CD command succeeds and the RM command fails, we're going to drop down here too, but this time the exit status variable is going to be pointing to the RM command. So we really don't know which one is causing the problem. And that's why I've done that. Instead of saying CD or and RM or something like that, I've said CD/RM because we're not sure which one. Now, to compensate for this, I've set a trap for the exit condition or the exit signal. And the code that will be run when the script exits, which will be the whether it exits because of the user hitting Control-C or whether it exits normally or whatever, they all trigger this exit condition. The function exit_handler will be run, and we will pass it the command line argument or the directory that the user wanted all the files deleted from. So the trap statement is basically setting up an event handler for the exit condition. Now the function exit_handler has two main parts to it. The first is that we are storing a value in dir_entries, and that value is the count of the number of lines with wc-l in the listing of the directory. And the reason that I do that is because if there are any lines in this output, that means that there are still files left in the directory. So we store that value in dir_entries, and here's where we check to see if it's greater than 0, because if it's greater than 0, that means that there's still files left in the directory, which means that the RM command ultimately failed and didn't delete the files. So under that condition, we warn the user that some of the files or directories were not deleted, and again we exit with a non-zero exit status to let the user know that something went wrong. So for our purposes, this script is complete, but there's plenty of room for improvement. There's a lot of different things you could do to make it better, to simplify it, to clean it up, and I'd be interested to hear all of your thoughts on that and the things that you would do differently in this script and also the other scripts in the blog post. You can edit the code and post it in the comments section, or just give your thoughts and your ideas about how to make the scripts better. I'd like to hear what everybody thinks. So thank you for watching. This has been an Innovations Technology Solutions video, and it goes along with the blog post Writing Better Shell Scripts Part 2.